You meet him and he's charming. He says all the right things. He makes you feel special. But then something shifts. Your texts go unanswered for days. Your feelings get dismissed as dramatic. Your needs become inconveniences. And slowly you realize the truth. He doesn't actually care. Not in the way you thought. Not in the way you need. And here's what messes with your head. He's not doing anything obviously wrong. He's just absent, emotionally checked out. And you're left wondering if you're asking for too much. Today we're diving into the psychology of emotionally unavailable men. Because once you see the pattern, you can stop wasting your time on people who will never show up the way you deserve. What it actually looks like. This isn't about a guy having a bad day or needing space sometimes. This is about men who consistently show you that your emotional world doesn't matter to them. He's great at surface-level stuff, the jokes, the dates, the physical connection. But the moment you try to go deeper, he shuts down. You tell him something hurt you, and he gets defensive. You share something important, and he changes the subject. You're upset, and he tells you to calm down instead of asking what's wrong. He's hot and cold. One day he's all in, the next he's distant. You never know where you stand. And that inconsistency keeps you hooked because those good moments feel so good. But the distant version, that's the real him. He doesn't ask about your life. He doesn't remember what you tell him. Your problems feel like burdens to him. You could be going through the hardest or best time of your life, and his response is basically the same. Detached. Why men become this way? Men who don't care about women's feelings usually aren't villains. They're hurt people who never learned how to connect. Maybe he grew up where emotions were weakness, where feelings were problems to avoid, not things to share. Maybe he got hurt before and built walls instead of healing. He decided caring too much is dangerous, so now he keeps everyone at arm's length. Or maybe he's never had to care. Women have always chased him, always accommodated him, so he never learned that relationships require effort, empathy, and showing up. Here's the thing. Understanding why doesn't mean you have to stay. His wounds are his to heal, not yours to fix. The games he plays. There's breadcrumbing, giving you just enough attention to keep you interested, but never enough to feel secure. A late-night text here, a compliment there, right when you're about to give up. There's future faking, talking about trips you'll take, the life you'll build. But when you try to make actual plans, he's suddenly busy, unsure. Let's see how things go. There's the pullback. The moment you get close, he creates distance. He picks a fight, gets busy with work, needs space. Because intimacy terrifies him more than losing you. And there's gaslighting your needs. You're so needy. Other girls don't act like this. Why do you make things so complicated? Making you feel crazy for wanting basic things like communication and consistency. These aren't signs he's confused. These are signs he doesn't want to do the work. Why you stay? Maybe you think you can change him. You see glimpses of who he could be, and you think if you just love him hard enough, he'll finally let you in. But you can't love someone into emotional availability. That's work only he can do. Maybe you're afraid of being alone. But loneliness in a relationship is worse than being by yourself. At least when you're alone, you're not constantly disappointed. Maybe you think this is what you deserve, that love is supposed to be hard, that wanting emotional connection is asking for too much, so you settle for crumbs and call it a relationship, or maybe you're trauma bonded. Those hot and cold cycles create an addictive pattern. The highs feel so high because the lows are so low, your brain mistakes chaos for passion. What it costs you. You start doubting yourself. Is it me? Am I too much? Too emotional? You start shrinking, walking on eggshells, trying to be the cool girl who doesn't need anything. You lose your sense of normal. You accept behavior you never would have before. Unanswered texts for days. He's busy, dismissing your feelings. Maybe you are being dramatic. You normalize neglect and call it love. Your mental health suffers. The anxiety of never knowing where you stand. The depression from feeling unwanted. The exhaustion of constantly trying to get someone to care. And worst of all, you start to believe this is all you can get. That if you leave, you won't find better. The hard truth. If a man wants to care about you, he will. It's not complicated. He'll ask how you are and actually listen. He'll remember what matters to you. He'll show up when you need him. He'll make you feel like your presence is a gift, not a burden. If he's not doing those things, it's not because he doesn't know how. It's not because you haven't explained it right. It's because he's choosing not to, and that choice tells you everything. You can't negotiate someone into caring about you. You can't convince someone to see your worth. Either they do or they don't. And if they don't, that's not a reflection of your value. That's a reflection of their capacity. What you deserve. You deserve someone who's excited to hear from you, who asks about your day and means it, who sees you upset and wants to understand, not shut you down, who shows up consistently, not just when it's convenient. You deserve someone who doesn't make you feel crazy for having needs, who doesn't punish you for having feelings, who doesn't treat your heart like it's an inconvenience. And here's what you need to understand. That person exists, but you'll never find them while you're clinging to someone who doesn't care. The moment you stop accepting less than you deserve is the moment everything changes. Not because he'll suddenly wake up and realize what he lost. He probably won't. But because you'll finally realize what you gained, yourself back. Stop waiting for him to care. Start caring about yourself enough to walk away. Because the right person won't make you question if they care. You'll just know. And that knowing will feel like finally breathing after holding your breath for years. You're not asking for too much. You're just asking the wrong person. And that's okay. Now you know better. Now you can choose better. Now you can finally let go.